Hi guys, it's Thursday, March 4th. Welcome to our first live session with Cohen and Tucker. My name is Natalia Morozova. We are doing this to give some answers to our clients, potential clients, and anybody who's interested to know and to talk to an attorney live. We will be doing these sessions every Thursday at 10 a.m. on different topics, and then we will, of course, open it up for discussion. A lot of people have been coming to us since President Biden has taken office and asking us how has the immigration field changed. To start off, I'm going to say that the proposed immigration reform for now remains just a proposal. Nothing has been changed or enacted just yet. There hasn't been any significant changes in the immigration law that have taken place. However, there have been some changes, and President Biden is promising comprehensive reform. But how long it would take and what is going to actually end up being the law remains to be seen. What I can tell you for now is the following. First of all, as a lot of people who are going through the immigration process know, during the pandemic, then President Trump took the opportunity and he suspended most of the immigration to United States. It included a lot of work visas, investment visas, family visas. So not only were the embassies closed because of the global pandemic, once the embassies started to reopen, they were not able to process majority of the visas because there was a blanket ban on them. On December 31st, 2020, President Trump extended the ban, and I'm using the word ban in a wide format, suspension of immigration. He extended it until March 31st of 2020. But last week of February, President Biden made an announcement that he eliminated the ban, and now the visas are now again available. They're available for siblings, they're available for children, for adult children, they're available for fiancés, they're available for workers, they are available for spouses of green card holders. What does that mean? That means that in theory, yes, those visas are available, but every single embassy still has their own regulations and their own ways of doing things, because every embassy is located in a different country, and that country may still be experiencing really high numbers, or in case of European countries, a lot of them are still on a lockdown, and there's still travel restrictions from the European nations to the US and vice versa. That means that just because the visa is theoretically available and the person is eligible, it doesn't mean that your specific embassy that you're assigned to is already interviewing those cases. And another important thing to remember, of course, is that the embassies have been closed for a really long time. Some of them still are not interviewing. And when they open, they're now going to disregard the last year and not interview everybody who's been waiting for over a year sometimes. So they are going to have to do some catch up. And because the embassies, when they reopen, don't start working right away at 100% capacity, there's still going to be quite a significant wait. But the important thing is the visas are being issued, and it is important to go and check whatever the announcement is on the U.S. Embassy to which you have been assigned. Some embassies have reopened, and then when the numbers in that country went up, they closed and suspended certain visas. Some embassies haven't reopened yet. Some embassies are working at a quarter capacity. So even though they're allowed to issue certain types of visa, they just don't have the capacity to interview all the applicants. So there is a significant wait time. We do understand that the pandemic took a hit, and the suspension of immigration hit families and workers pretty hard, and there's a lot of very anxious employers, employees, families, loved ones who are waiting to complete their cases and to come to the US. And we are very hopeful that as the numbers continue to decrease and the vaccines are being distributed, that the embassies will continue to remain open and increase the amount of interviews that are being scheduled and increase the amount of visas that are being issued, so things will very, 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 very slowly return to normal. If you do have questions about this process, it's called consular processing. You can call us. Our phone number is 212-840-0050. You can email us at info@cohentuckerlaw.com. You can text us at 212-840-0050. We're here on Facebook. We have LinkedIn. We have WhatsApp. We're there. We're available to answer any questions. The best way to communicate with an embassy is through an email. The emails are available on their websites. Embassies will routinely post updates on what kind of visas they're working on, what kind of visas are available. If they're interviewing, you just have to go to that specific embassy's website and just browse around and see what information you find. The consular processing can be easy, can be complicated. It depends on every individual situation. There is a lot of paperwork that needs to be submitted, pre-approved, sent over. There's quite a large packet of information that the person brings to the embassy, and it is important to remember that the final determination is going to be made by the consular officer at the embassy itself. So, another important thing that I wanted to talk about, a lot of people are asking about suspension of deportation from the United States. Now, it was no secret that under the previous administration, people were being deported. There were no priority lists. If you were deportable and you came in the purview of the ICE, they found you, they stumbled upon you, got detained, you were very likely to get removed, with certain limited exceptions, of course. Now, what did Mr. Biden do about that? He did try to suspend deportation because of COVID concerns, but a judge in Texas stopped that effort. So deportations are going on. However, there is now a priority list for deportations. What does that mean? That means that because ICE is a government entity and they have limited resources, just like any government department, President Biden has said that it makes more sense to deport people according to certain priorities. Now, the very first priority and this will come as no surprise to you, would be people who pose threat to national security of the United States, terrorists, espionage, people who fall under national security. They would be the first priority for ICE to remove from the United States. Now, the second priority is people who have recently illegally entered the United States. Recently meaning November 1st, 2020, moving forward. So these are people who've attempted to cross the border and were caught and don't have legitimate applications, let's say for asylum or other relief if we're in immigration court. People who have no proper documentation to be in the United States but are on the United States soil. That would be priority number 2. Priority number 3 is also not going to surprise you. It's called public safety. That means that if a person has committed a felony, a violent crime, if a person has gang affiliations, if a person has committed or is suspected to have committed violent crimes, that those people would be on a 3rd priority list for deportation. So basically, the current administration has said, we want to get the most dangerous people out first. The people who would pose the most danger to our communities, who would pose the most danger to families, to kids, to businesses, and so on and so forth. What it does is that it allows ICE to utilize its limited budget in order to keep us safest. So if there's a choice between deporting a mom with kids who's been paying taxes, has never been arrested, and deporting a gang member who's spent time in jail for a violent crime, and ICE only has enough resources to affect the deportation of one of those people, they will go to the person who will arguably pose the most danger to this society. So just to sum up, there is no blanket suspension of deportation. A person who's deportable, who has a deportation order, or is undocumented and has no other relief, can still be deported, but ICE will now be deporting people according to pretty strict priorities, which arguably is going to make us safer and make their jobs better. They will know now to concentrate on a certain group of people. Again, and those people oftentimes are a threat to national security, a threat to public safety, or people who've illegally crossed the border and arguably have no strong connections to the U.S. because they've only been present in the United States since November of 2020. Okay, so I think for today this would be enough information. We're going to be coming live again to you next Thursday. On Monday, we will post the next topic. If you have any questions, if there's anything you'd like to ask us, you can always message us here on Facebook. You could call us. You can find us at CohenTuckerLaw.com or give us a call. I hope everybody stays safe and healthy, and we're all are very hopeful that the numbers are going down and we're going to be returning to normalcy, to a normal way of life. And I hope to see all of you again very, very soon. Actually, exactly in 1 week, 7 days. So, guys, have a great weekend, great week. It's getting beautiful, it's getting nicer outside. New York is definitely waking up. There's more people on the streets. There's some tourists, which we love. And I hope you guys get out and enjoy the weather. We will see you soon. Bye.